And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Words I Choose to Live By. I'm Cyrus Webb, excited to be joined by our co-hosts today. We have Tina Siemens, Dr. Velma Bagby, and Melissa Banks. We're glad you all could join us for the first show of 2025. Exciting. I'm going to welcome our friends joining us over on IG, also those tuning in on Amazon as well. If you guys are brand new to Words I Choose to Live By, we do welcome you all to the broadcast. For those joining us on Amazon, make sure you guys do hit that follow button. You see it either here in this corner or down below. You also will see my book, Words I Choose to Live By, whether you have this edition or the brand new edition here. You also see the books by our co-hosts as well. We're excited about this very first show of 2025. We're in week number 3 in the book. But first of all, ladies, how's everyone doing?
Doing great.
We're good.
Good deal. Good deal. Glad to be able to see you all. Glad to be back. A lot I know is happening in the world. I do want to say, and I mentioned this in my news earlier for my radio audience, but also for online. I thought some prayers with those dealing with the horrific wildfires in California on the West Coast, but also for those dealing with the frigid temperatures on the East Coast as well. A lot of people are being challenged by that. People losing power. So definitely know you're in our thoughts and prayers. Our message for today, though, ties into what is happening in the world, but also it's a great reminder for all of us. And it's week number 3. Making your time here count is the message. And there it says, for those who have their print edition, it's on page number 7. Ready to make this week better than last week? It all begins in the mind. When you begin your day making a conscious decision that you are going to think differently, speak differently, and act differently than before. You have the power to influence what happens over the next 24 hours. All you have to do is take control of it. And this is a great reminder for us. I think so many times we allow circumstances to dictate who we are and how we show up. For myself personally, the reason why I wrote this message is because I realized I can't control anything external. The only thing I can control is how I choose to show up for myself, but also respond to what's happening around me. And that's something that all of us do. So I want to turn it over to the panel, starting with you, Tina. A powerful message to get us kicked off. How has it helped you to make sure that you're making every day count?
It is to be present in the moment. And I think so many of us, being just into the third month of the new year, resolutions were made. And so often by week 2, you're just fully committed to the resolutions that you have made beginning of the new year. And then by week 2, real life happens and you start falling off of, making excuses. This has happened or this has happened. So for me to be present in the moment, making the choice, like you say, in the next 24 hours, well, that's a lot easier to control right now, and then looking into a 24-hour period instead of what will the whole year be. So for me, it's just being present in the moment and making choices accordingly.
Yeah.
I love that. I want to say too, for those of you who are new to us on the Amazon side, as you hear each of the co-hosts talking, you'll notice I'll be toggling through to their books that are here on Amazon. So you guys will see I have Seminole by Tina Siemens highlighted there, and we'll be doing that from host to host. That way, you guys, if you're new to their books, you can be able to get them. I want to also say hello to you, Jesus Rose. Hello to you on IG. Joker, good to be to see you over there on IG. Cleaning Fairy Dust, good to see you as well. The same question to you, Dr. Velma. How has it helped you to be able to appreciate the importance of making every day count?
Because that's all we have. I mean, what you talked about earlier, making sure that we're praying for those not only in the West Coast, but on the East Coast as well. It's something going on all over the world, just about. But also remembering that we just have this moment. And so you want to make the best of it. And I'm reminded of Proverbs 23:7 that says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And many of my co hosts have said this many times about their own journey. They had to believe in themselves. We all had to believe. So every day, as a man thinketh, I think in terms of as a man believeth in his heart, so is he. So if you believe in what you've been called to do and what you have to do, then you have to take advantage of the moment, because this moment is all we have. We're not guaranteed. It can flip any time. So we have to make sure that we're doing what we've been called to do in that moment. I have to believe in me. I have to believe in what I've been given to do each day. We're all looking at what we can accomplish in the day and what we can do in this day towards our goal and towards our commitment to what we've been assigned to do. So I just think you just have to believe in your heart. You have to make sure, because I can't convince my other two coworkers. I can't tell Melissa, I believe this is for you to do if she doesn't believe in her heart, and I can't say that to Tina. Tina, I believe this is for you to do unless Tina believes in her heart. So it's up to each of us. It's not up to another person, and even those who don't believe in what we're trying to do. It's not up to them. It really is up to us to make sure we know and believe that we in our heart know this is what we're supposed to do each day.
So true. As Dr. Velma was talking, we have highlighted on the Amazon side her new book that was released at the end of last year, the 30-Day Wow Journal. You guys can see it there. I'm about to highlight now Melissa's new book, which is her Dream by Design affirmations for young girls and their mothers. So, Melissa, same question for you. How important has it been for you to realize and to be able to make each and every day count?
I think what jumps out to me with this one, Cyrus, is conscious intention. Be specific, say it out loud. This is where I am. This is what I have to do. I know for me, I can get overwhelmed at times, and you know this, but just from speaking to me, I can get overwhelmed and focused on everything that's not happening. I have this list, and if things are not happening that's on the list, that becomes my focus. But when I have a conscious intention of focusing on what's already been promised, what I already have, that's why I talk about affirmations so much, because it can change that thinking. I believe wholeheartedly in my gut that when you change your thinking in here, it's the conversation in here
Yep.
that determines everything else. It determines what I do next in the mornings. Get up, say some affirmations, and then they get your thinking toward what you want to have out of life and believing that it's there for you and that you can control it with your own hands and your mind. That's the key. And when I was reading this and it said make a conscious decision, and I recently had to do this for myself because it is a new year. We put so much pressure on ourselves in the new year. We want to do some new things. We want to launch some new products. It's so much pressure on ourselves. We do it to ourselves. But
Yep.
when I made that conscious decision that I'm going to get up, I'm going to face the day, and I'm going to do everything I can toward the goal I'm trying to reach. And then I'm going to get up tomorrow and go a little further. I'm going to get up tomorrow and go a little further. I think about what Tina said is when we look at the whole year, of course it's overwhelming. Who
Yeah.
wants to look at the whole year? Oh my God, if I look at the end of the month, I'm overwhelmed. And think about the whole year. But breaking it down into small bites and giving it your best is how you move forward. And that's what I do every day. I have to break it down. Today is Monday, and this is what I'm choosing to do today. Now, I don't finish Monday's list sometimes, so I can't get overwhelmed because
Yeah.
I'm constantly moving stuff to the next day and the next day and
Mhm.
the next day. But give
Me too.
yourself permission to do that because it's okay.
Yeah, me too. I'm right there with you on that. Robert Ham, hello to you over there on Facebook. Robert says hello, everybody. He says you all look amazing, and they do. Robert, for sure. And I misspoke. Melissa's new book is Dream by Design Affirmations for Teen Girls and Their Mothers.
Yeah.
And it's available now. I have some news about that too that she doesn't know about either, but we'll share that for later. So going back around though, I think this leads us to another point that we make. And this is where I think Tina and I were having a conversation earlier today about this, because I mentioned here when you begin your day, make a conscious decision that you are going to think differently, speak differently, and act differently than before. It is so easy for us to bring what has been into what is.
Yeah.
It's so easy for us to bring the attitude that we had in one day or one year to another. So, Dr. Bam, I'm going to begin with you with this next one. What helps you to do, as Melissa was talking about, to make sure that you are being present every day? so that you can appreciate it. Because a lot of times, as all of you kind of alluded to, it's so easy for us to think about what has been or what might be. But how important has it been for you, Dr. Brown, to make sure you're staying present and appreciating and being conscious of what's happening?
Well, let's make sure we don't confuse each new day with what we've experienced, what we've gone through, because sometimes there's a process to get us to where we are. And
Yeah.
in that process, it's not always easy. Sometimes it's difficulties that prepares us for where we have to go. I remember moments when I said, God, you really think highly of me? What I'm going through right now, you think highly of me. I'm going to keep pressing, but whatever it is you're trying to do in me, I'm going to press forward. So we have to always remind ourselves that the key word is new. You have not seen this day before. You don't know what it looks like. Any the next 5 minutes, next 2 minutes, you've never seen this time. So
Right.
it's new. And so if we can remember that it's new, old things are passed away. I can't do anything about yesterday,
Mhm.
2024, what I didn't accomplish, what I could have. I can't do anything about that. I don't have that power or ability. What he has given me is this moment, and I can definitely make the best of that. I can definitely convince myself and believe in myself that this is what I should be doing in this moment. And so that's what we have to remember. The word new.
Yeah, such a great point. Melissa, what about for yourself? You mentioned earlier about what I mentioned about the conscious decision, but staying present is not easy for any of us. What helps you to do that, to make sure you're staying present and not judging today by yesterday?
Well, what I have to do, because I do, and just transparency here, I do have moments that I look back at every single thing that happened that went wrong, because, and I get in those moments, and when I do, my vision is cloudy, my confidence is low. I don't believe in what I'm doing in that moment. But I have gotten where when I recognize that's where I am, I give myself permission
Hmm.
to be there for a moment, and then give myself some grace that every day is not going to look just like I want it to look. Every single thing that I face is not going to work out just exactly like I have it planned for me. But there's a bigger plan for me, and I lean into that. So once I give myself the grace that, you know what, that's, it's not okay to be in this place. I don't like it. It doesn't feel good here, but it's okay to be here for a moment, move forward, and have a plan of action that gives you permission to keep going. Because what happens with us, we think we have to be perfect. We think we got to get it all done, and we don't deserve a moment to sit down and just reflect and say, okay, this is where I was. Now, this is where I want to be. That's why, to me, I have to speak out loud. I have to say it out loud, and I have to believe it in my gut, because I do have those moments. But what I also believe, that we have to have some commitment and some focus on the work, that, you know what, I can sit here for a moment, but I can't sit here 7 days, because nothing is going to get done.
Amen.
So I got to sit here, own it, and then I got to come up with a plan or action to move forward. And that's what keeps me going, even when it doesn't look and feel like I want it to look and feel at that moment.
Love that. Love that. And I want to ask you the same question, Tina, because I think, again, this is for everyone. Hello to you, and this is good to see you. And this is just hello to everyone. What helps you, Tina? Because, again, we all have talked about on this platform before. It's very easy for us to judge ourselves or to judge our circumstance. But what helps you, Tina, to stay present and not focus on what has been, but focus on what can be?
Well, it is a powerful question, and so often they call it a 7-inch game. What happens from one between one ear to the other ear? So whatever we think, that is who we what comes out, whether in action, whether in words. And so I love what you have for Monday, which is today. Being thankful, approaching everything with gratitude,
Yeah.
adjust our attitude. And so if we think negative, we will produce negative. But if
Hmm.
we think positive, we will then move forward. And like Melissa just said, not get stuck in what has been, what didn't happen in the past. And so for us to just own it. If I have made a mistake, then apologize and then move on. Because so often it's me forgiving myself for
Mhm.
failing or for not doing. And then once I have that, then move forward with the attitude of gratitude. And that, I think, is what keeps me going. Is if everyone fails, we're human, and so some more than others. And I feel like I'm so new at so many of these beautiful opportunities, but for me to know that I was called to do this, that just makes it so much easier. Okay, Lord, if you're calling me, then he's already equipped me for it. And so I just need to utilize the tools that he's already given me. Maybe they're just buried. Maybe I haven't learned to use a certain tool that I would been equipped with. And so when it's such a joy to know that this is a journey that I'm called to do. And how can I improve upon that each and every day? And forgiving myself, and then moving forward with gratitude.
Love that. Love. So it's such a great reminder, I think, for all of us. For those who are just tuning in, welcome. You all are watching or listening to Words I Choose to Live By. We're in week number 3, and the message for today is making your time here count. And again, as we all have talked about here, is the importance about being present for sure. So, Melissa, I'm going to turn it over to you then. Now, when it comes to our audience, what would you say to our audience about making sure, regardless of how 2025 may have started, bringing the best of themselves to today?
Oh, wow. This is what I would say. What you give energy to is what grows. If you just sit down and you're constantly thinking about 2024 and what didn't happen in 2024, that's what will expand. But if you sit down and you concentrate your mind on what you want to see happen in 2025, that this great opportunity to just be here for 2025, you get to do it. You don't just get to think it, you get to get up every single day. Everything has already been planned for you. You have to step into it. It doesn't just fall on your lap. I say to people, a dream event, when I think about events, a dream event doesn't just happen. It's not just magic. There's a lot of stuff that happens in the background. This is your life, and there's so much waiting on you to step into it. I've been there. I've been in the place where I'm stuck. I've been in the place that all that's going on in my head is things that didn't happen. But what I've gotten really good at, and what I would encourage you to get really good at, is to change that channel. Change that channel from stuff that doesn't encourage you. Change that channel from stuff that doesn't inspire you. And know that the world is there. Is there at your tips. You have to step into it. You have to focus on those things that you want to see happen, and then move in action toward making it happen. It is the action that propels. Change your mindset, and then take the action to making it happen.
Love that. It's a great reminder for us. Tina, same question I have for you. What would you say to our audience about the importance of starting today, making it a great year?
It is so important that we will be focused. I will often ask, what is the one day out of the whole year that we can do something? And I will allow people to come up with different answers, and some will name the different days of the week. But it is only today. Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's not here yet. It is only today that we can make a choice, and we can either choose to move forward or be stuck in the now. And so if we choose, make that choice to move forward, then the windshield to our life is wide open. There's a reason why the rear view mirror is so much smaller than the windshield in our cars. That is to look forward and not look backward. Like was mentioned before, it's okay to look backward so that you don't back up into what you didn't like. But keep your eyes focused on what is forward. And today is the day to do that.
Love that. Great reminder. Hello to you on IG. Just one victory. Hello to you, Jamar. That raises the bar. Good to see you. Jamar says amen to that. Tina. Dr. Velma, same question to you. What would you say to our audience today about the importance of making today count?
Well, I just want to wrap up some of the things that my co-host has said, and that is, I love the reference to grace. To just be patient with yourself, show yourself grace. We could show grace to everybody else, but we forget to give it to ourselves. Thank you, Melissa, for that. I love Tina's response regarding the 7 inches. There's a reason why we have two ears and one mouth. Sometimes we have to spend some time listening. So I'm going to say challenges will come, but challenges, if you press through them, will build muscle so that the next challenge that comes, you're stronger than what you were before. But I also want you to recognize that there are moments where you're going to have to pause. So although we have our list, and yes, it's a new day, and yes, there are things we want to accomplish, but sometimes you have to pause too. And so you have to know when those moments. I know myself, sometimes God has to remind me to pause. And so what he does is there'll be something in the family. I have to step away from what I'm doing to focus on something in the family. Sometimes it's I don't feel too well today and I'm going to have to slow down and take care of myself. Whatever the pause is, and whatever way you have to pause, or that attention that gets your attention that it's time to pause, then make sure you remember that's just as important as all the other stuff we're talking about accomplishing in each new day. So remember, the challenges help you build muscle, and it makes you stronger than you were before. Remember to show yourself grace. I love that. Remember, there's a reason we have two ears and only one mouth. We should spend twice as much time listening than we are talking. There's a lot to learn if you're paying attention to what's around you. So if you're moving too quickly, you're missing some things you might need to know. You're missing hearing some things you might need for your journey, maybe the next day. But also remember the pause. There are moments you're just going to have to pause. And like I said, there are times when I'm the type of person God has to just pause.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pause myself. Sometimes he just has to tell me, Velma, it's time to pause. And so those things are important. Yes, each new day we're going to tackle what we've been given to do, our assignment. But you got to remember these elements as well. And don't beat yourself over the head over it. These have to happen.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. Jamar was mirroring what you said, Dr. Velma, over on Instagram about be graceful to self. That is such an important reminder for all of us, men and women, because as guys, we can be hard headed as well. As I'm getting in my old age, I'm listening to my body more and more. So when I have to take me a nap, I take me a nap. When I have to go to bed early, I go to bed early. When my
No, a nap? No, not you.
Yeah, I take naps.
Power naps.
Dr. Velma, keep living. When you get my age,
Cyrus, that was about 20 years ago.
look, hey, you learn the benefit of these naps. But no, it's such an important thing, I think, for all of us. But again, the big message, I just want to mirror what everybody says. Make sure that you're making today count. We cannot do anything about yesterday. Maybe we didn't show up for ourselves the way we wanted to yesterday. Today is your opportunity. I tell people I wake up every day as if today is day one because truly it is. Regardless of what may have happened yesterday, what I may have achieved yesterday, what didn't happen yesterday, I have the opportunity of today. And then I remind myself, and I think this was alluded to by others too, there are some people who didn't wake up this morning. So they don't have the opportunity that we have. So I really treasure that, the fact that I have life today. And I want everyone to be able to realize what they can do today. Again, it's week number 3 from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. If you don't have your copy, if you're on the Amazon side, you can get your copy. This is the second edition here that we were reading from, but you'll notice my new edition is over here. I'm going to highlight for you guys in the carousel over on the Amazon side. You can get it there in paperback or in Kindle. The paperback is only $8.99, or you can be to get the Kindle edition there for $3.99. As a quick shameless plug, because we are on Amazon, I'm going to let you guys know the new issue of Conversations Magazine is out now. You guys can see it here with Jerome Roe Brooks on the cover. You can see there. Also, we have features by actor Gil Birmingham. That was an honor of mine to interview him for Conversations Live, the radio show, and for the magazine. We also have a lot of other great interviews. Melba Moore is in this issue as well. And in our Minding Your Business segment, we have two individuals from the CMG family, that being Dr. Velma Bagby is included in here, as well as Dr. Teresa A. Smith, aka Dr. Taz. And we have Tina Siemens is in here too, as well as a story from her too about her life and journey. You can find it in this issue of the magazine. I'm going to highlight for you guys over on the Amazon side. You can get your print copy for $8.99, or you can get the Kindle edition of that too. Now, I'm going to let everyone tell how they can stay connected with you all. You all did such a great job today, as always. but I do have some news to be able to share. I want to be able to get that out of the way first. Dr. Velma's book that I mentioned earlier is still on the Amazon bestsellers list today. It's number 53 in bestsellers in Christian Bible quotations. So congratulations to you, Dr. Velma. And Melissa's book is number 12 today in, what is this? New releases in teen and young adult reference. So there you can find it there, number 12. Uh, that's Melissa's new book there. Again, Dream by Design Affirmations for Teen Girls and Their Mothers. And then, of course, Dr. Velma's book there. You guys can see the 30-Day Wild Journal, which ironically all the family is involved in. So congratulations to all of you guys. You can get them both here on Amazon. So now with that out of the way, now we can go back to our regularly scheduled programming. And to let our audience know how to stay connected with you.
Thank you so much for this powerful message today. And for all those who are listening or who will do the recap, take a moment to just enjoy being able to breathe. I would love to hear from you. I'm on all social media as Tina Siemens, or you can go to my website at seminalthebook.com.
All right. Thank you for that, Tina. Dr. Velma, how can they stay connected with you?
Hey, everybody, I'm Dr. Velma Bagby on all social media platforms. You can also tap into my linked tree on my IG or my Facebook page, and then go to drvelmabagby.com, my website. So any one of those methods, you can connect with me.
Love that. And Melissa, how can they stay connected with you?
It is so easy to stay connected with us. Simply go to themelissabanks.com. You have links there to everything that we do, all of our social media. You can get inspired and listen to some previous episodes of Dream by Design with Melissa Banks. You can order your books. Everything is right there at themelissabanks.com.
Appreciate that. And we appreciate all of you for joining us for today's episode of Words I Choose to Live By. Again, week number 3, making today count. That's something all of us can be able to do. Ladies, great job. Glad to be back with you guys here in 2025 and looking forward to next week's show.
Awesome.
Sounds great.
And we thank you, our viewers, again for being with us for Words I Choose to Live By. Until next time, you all make it a great one. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.